Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank where I climb the online VGC Series 7 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today we're trying out a team that was able to finish in the top 10 on the ladder last ranked season. I believe this actually finished exactly in 10th place. I've linked the creator's Twitter in the description below. As you can see, it features some really interesting things. This full Incense Grimmsnarl set is something that became very popular on a lot of Japanese teams, and it was able to get number 1 on the ladder, so we're using that once again. But the main reason I wanted to feature this team is because of the life form of Meteor Beam Celesteela. Celesteela matches up really well into a lot of the Pokemon in the metagame at the moment, and people often expect it to be a little bit bulkier with Leech Seed, and so with this Celesteela, you can really Dynamax and just do so much damage. I remember the first time I went up against Meteor Beam Celesteela when it Dynamax, you know, you're not going to use Meteor Beam for the most part, you're really using it for max Rockfall when you Dynamax, but I didn't even know Celesteela got access to a powerful Rock-type attack. So this Celesteela can just do a lot of damage across the board, but as you can see, there's also a weakness policy Garchomp, which is really interesting. I think on Garchomps, typically you'll see something like Life Orb most of the time, or maybe a Swords Dance variant with something like a Lumberry. So Policy is an item that I think is not super common, but you know, can be really, really good because if you get it to +2, it can really just sweep through. So to round out the team, you've got Choice Band, Urshifu, Focus Sash, Now Ego, as opposed to the kind of power up set that we've seen, and then Eviolite Porygon 2 with Bolt Beam. So looking forward to trying out this team. I haven't really used Celesteela too much in the format, so I'm eager to see how especially Life Orb Celesteela works. I think a lot of Celesteelas at the moment are either leftovers, like with Leech Seed, or weakness policy with Self, you know, like Volt Switch, for example. So definitely an intriguing Pokemon, and I think if you look at like a lot of common Pokemon in the metagame, for example, Cortana is really common, Steel types in general are common, Celesteela does a pretty good job against those, so eager to try it out. So thanks as always for watching Road to Rank. If you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like on the video, and I'd really appreciate it. Question of the day, I want to know what your favorite non-VGC competitive Pokemon format is. Let me know in the comments below. I haven't played, you know, singles outside of Draft League in quite a while, but I used to really, really like Ubers way back in like Gen 4, so that was a really, really fun metagame. I feel like I like just like competitive singles in Gen 4 a lot, and I just haven't really explored it too much in more recent generations, obviously playing more VGC. So yeah, let's get into the first game today, hoping to get some action with the Celesteela here, and wow, that is a really cool team. I'm like totally cool if we lose this because that is just such an interesting team. I haven't seen most of these Pokemon at all, and now my opponent has like all of them. There's a Kanto Articuno. It's funny because a couple of Road to Ranks ago, I was just saying about how like all the Kanto, or most of the Kanto birds in Moltres and Articuno were pretty meh, but like we just used that Moltres team that was super cool, and then this has Articuno. So Kanto Articuno, Xurkitree, Kabutops, and Sableye. So I think there's probably Manual Rain Dance here, maybe Tail Glow from Xurkitree. Wow. I really don't know what to expect here. I mean, I feel like Celesteela's okay. Banded Urshifu looks really good here. They don't really have a Dark Resist at all. Porygon's maybe not bad for damage. I want to Dynamax Celesteela here, I think. So I'm leaning towards leading Grimmsnarl plus Urshifu. Or P2. Okay, if we go Grimmsnarl or Urshifu, I want Celesteela in the back, and then for the last one, I don't know, Porygon actually does decent damage here. I don't know if Garchomp's really that good. It's mainly against, it helps out against the Metagross, but I guess we already have enough Metagross counters, so I'm not really too worried about that. Maybe it's Sash Now Ego. I don't know, this one's weird. Like, Porygon does decent damage. I don't really feel like I necessarily need Trick Room, but it could be helpful. Grimmsnarl or Urshifu is pretty valuable for us here, I would say. And obviously the trick is really, really good. I just like don't know what to expect from my opponent's team here. That is just a really, really cool team. Sableye and Landorus. Okay, so with that, I obviously... Landorus and Carney is pretty scary, right? Porygon 2 would have been really good here against Landorus specifically. I have Fake Out. I guess Landorus could Dynamax. Sableye can't Will-O-Wisp us, which is good. I don't mind going for a trick here onto the Landorus, and I don't know, with this, like, Grimmsnarl switching on into Celesteela seems okay. Like, Special Celesteela looks really good here, in my opinion. Now, the one interesting thing about the Celesteela is that I will not be able to really go for... I don't have Max Airstream, right? There's Flamethrower, Meteor Beam, Flash Cannon, Protect, so can't, like, Dynamax and, like, boost up the speed, but I think that's still fine. I think in this position, Landorus may consider going for an Earth Power onto the Urshifu slot. Maybe they Dynamax Airstream. Normally with Landorus, yeah, I mean, Landorus Incarnate is a really cool Pokemon, and they are going to max. Okay. So that's good that I didn't click Fake Out turn 1, and if we do end up getting the Trick off, it'd be really nice. However, I could see Sableye maybe going for a Fake Out onto Grimmsnarl. Double up onto that slot could be pretty scary. So Porygon 2 would have been kind of nice against this specifically. But I feel like Landorus can't really do very much damage into Celesteela, which is an upside. I have to question, though, is there a potential trick here from Sableye? Okay, they're just going to go for Fake Out. Okay, onto the Celesteela slot. Nice. So that's great. We trick Landorus. We are going to take a Life Orb, presumably. Yep. And they're going to go Max Ooze. Interesting. Okay. Okay, that's okay, because I think with Landorus, you're probably running Ground, Flying, Poison, Protect, maybe Rock. You could have Weather Ball as well, but there's no Weather on my opponent's. Oh, actually, there's potential Rain from Sableye, now that I think about it. That could be a possibility. I don't know, I'm kind of down to just go for, like, Fake Tears here onto the Landorus and just max Steel Spike it, though. That seems decent, right? With Life Orb, I would actually think that picks up a KO. And Sableye right now can't go for a, you can't do anything into the Grimmsnarl with your priority attacks, so that's good. Ooze is really cool to see, though. I mean, the other play I was contemplating was just going for a Spirit Break onto Sableye. Just because Sableye is kind of an annoying Pokemon to deal with. But if I could just KO Landorus here, like, that'd be great, too, right? And we are special, so I don't have to worry about a Will-O-Wisp. And I switch out Sableye, which is even better for us. I think that's really good. Is Xurkitree comes out. Okay. Wow, that's my first time seeing Xurkitree in this generation, and shiny Xurkitree to boot as well. Looks really, really cool. So let's see if Landorus opted to go for a Protect. That'd be a really good play on their end. I think the upside is that Landorus shouldn't be able to one-shot us. We obviously outspeed it, and if the Xurkitree does, the Landorus doesn't Protect here, it should, I would think, be a KO with Life Orb. I guess I'm not 100% confident on that, but let's see. So Dynamax Celesteela against Dynamax Landorus Incarnate here. Okay, nice. So they don't go for Protect here. I wish I had Max Airstream in this position, because then we can outspeed Xurkitree. Maybe we still outspeed anyway, actually. But we'll get the +2 Steel Spike, and that's a one-hit KO. Beautiful. Alright, Celesteela activated. Ooh, that was a crit. I don't know if that mattered or not. I want to do the damage calc after this game. Because with Life Orb, I'm fairly confident we were going to pick up that KO, but not 100% sure on that. Because Landorus typically is not going to really invest in bulk. You just want max special attack, max speed. So I was thinking we would have gotten the KO there, but not 100% sure. That was definitely fortunate. So let's see. I still have 2 turns of Dynamax. I've got a Urshifu in the back, which is good because it outspeeds Xurkitree. Unless you're Scarf Xurkitree, but we should survive a Thunderbolt here anyway. As Articuno comes in. What an interesting team. Okay. You have Pressure. Well, I can use Max Rockfall in Celesteela. That's kind of nice. That's actually very nice here because it also sets up the Sand for the now Ego, right? So, Trick, Spirit Break. I'm down to Rockfall Articuno here. That just does so much damage. I wonder if even it KOs through Protect, honestly. Rockfall onto that, and Life Orb Spirit Break hurts here. I don't really think I need to go for Fake Tears at this point. Well, maybe Fake Tears on a Xurkitree is better just because I do have that now Ego in the back, but they're just going to Volt Switch here. Yeah, we take that. No problem. Okay, and I think we just win the game off this, unless, well, I mean, the Sableye comes in. I don't know the item on Sableye yet. If Articuno actually manages to knock out the Grimmsnarl, then not necessarily, like, we won't have necessarily won. Oh, they go for Tailwind. Okay, so that's GG. Like, this is the beauty of Max Rockfall Celesteela, so glad we get it out in the first game. It is going to be the Roselli Berry in the Sableye, but I'm happy to see that because it means you're not, like, Trick Eject Button. Still pretty good damage, around 50% there. That's, probably the most common item on Sableye, at least one of the most common ones. But now I get the Rockfall up, and by setting up the Sand, this just makes the endgame with the Now Ego super, super good. So, yeah, get the one-hit KO there. Get another special attack boost as well, which is nice. Sableye at this point is only revealed Trick, so not very much other than that. We get another Beast Boost. I mean, at this point, like, the Urshifu should just be able to clean up the game. As well as Now Ego. Like, Now Ego being Focus Sashed here and the Sand being up means you just do no damage with these Pokemon. So, I think my opponent, was very reliant on the Landorus here, and I think just the Fake Tears combination was super, super good. So, yeah. We still have one more turn of Dynamax as well, so, yeah, I don't even know if T-Bolt KOs us, but all we have to do here is just Spirit Break into Sableye. It's always just a double up here onto the Sableye, I think. Yeah, and we go for the Rockfall here because I could see a world in which Sableye goes for Rain Dance. Especially if Kabutops is on that team. I think it would be weird to run Kabutops without Rain. But interesting to see the Tailwind here. Fortunately, it doesn't end up mattering because we have such a big early lead. That's just the upside of knocking out our opponent's Dynamax first. But nice Max use turn 1. I was really expecting the Quake or just some targeted to the Urshifu, like a double up, for example. So I do want to quickly do the calc after this game as to whether or not we needed to crit there onto Landorus, because that could have been a game-defining crit. By getting that crit, it just meant that, you know, it'd be really difficult to lose this one. And if Landorus sticks around for another turn, obviously my opponent just has another Dynamax Pokemon that outspeeds me for a turn, which is really scary. So Xurkitree gets a special attack boost, but that's fine. It's actually going to be Foul Play coming out, but Celesteela is special here, so it doesn't take very much damage. We get the Rockfall off. I just bring in the Nile Ego, and I can just... any combination of attacks will really finish things off at this point. So, yeah. That was a really cool team from my opponent's end, though. I think I'm a big believer in Landorus-I, and I used that in Nationals in 2015, actually way back in the day, on a pseudo-sand team with, you know... yeah, it was like Salamence, T-Tar. So, gives me good memories. Yeah, it's always just going to Nile Ego here. Yeah, I honestly really don't know. I want to say with how offensive the Celesteela is, like we would have gotten the KO onto the Landorus, but I'm not sure. I don't know my damage calcs against Dynamax Landorus-I with Fake Tears from offensive special Celesteela at all. Just double checking. I think this is max. Yeah, it's modest max. Okay, well, with the Nile Ego out, there's 3 turns of Sand, 2 turns of Tailwind. We have Priority Sucker Punch waiting in the back, so I can just Sludge Bomb here and go for... I guess Meteor Beam. It'd be cool to get the animation off. Yeah, Xurkitree's going to Thunderbolt into... Nice. So maybe we actually do get the animation off. Because I don't think Sludge Bomb will KO here. That was really close. It's just funny seeing Celesteela go for a Meteor Beam. So this thing ended up getting a +3 special attack, which is kind of cool. Xurkitree is obviously going to faint from another turn here, so yeah. We just had a big enough lead here, and if you can knock out your opponent's Dynamax before it gets multiple attacks off, obviously that will give you a pretty big lead typically. So T-Bow comes out, KO Celesteela, but we should knock out the Xurkitree in return. So as we get into the second match, I do want to quickly do this calc against Landorus. So Celesteela against Landorus. We are Flash Cannon, Life Orb, Modest, Max Special Attack, Dynamax. Against Dynamax Landorus, -2 Spadef. Yeah, that mattered. That definitely mattered, actually. Landorus is bulkier than I gave it credit for. Oh, I guess they took a little bit of Life Orb chip, but that shouldn't really make a difference here. Right? Sludge Wave Psychic with Power Protect, so no flying type attack, which makes sense because I don't think you get really great special flying type attacks. Yeah, so this is telling me that against... Well, actually, we already know the Landorus spread here. Yeah, just 4 HP, no Spadef. Max Steel Spike against -2 does 78 to 91%, and it had taken 1 chip of Life Orb, but because it was Dynamax, it's obviously not the traditional... it's half of what you normally take. So, yeah, we definitely got lucky with that crit. I still felt really good about our position, to be honest, as they were Scarf Circuitry, very interesting. But that was definitely very fortunate. Goggles on the Articuno. AV Steel Roller Metagross, wow. Focus Sash, Waterfall, Aqua Jet, Protect, Rocks. I really wanted to see Kabutops come out here. And, yep, there is Rain Dance, Fake Out, Will-O-Wisp, Foul Play. Okay. Yeah, so this definitely would have been a really different game if the Landorus survives there, which it should if I don't get the crit, because then you probably max Ooze to KO the Grimmsnarl. I still think it's okay, because then I can just get a free switch in into Nile Ego. And Landorus will faint from one more attack. I mean, I also could bring out the Urshifu and just Sucker Punch. Like, I feel like Celesteela and then setting up the Sand just really sets up for Nile Ego. And we're actually going up against Bid C here, which is really exciting. He is the runner-up from Worlds in 2015, and he was, I think, top 15 or 20 in the ladder this last ranked season, using that exact team, actually. So, excited to go up against him. I think we played a bunch way back in 2015 on the ladder in Road to Ranked back then. So, this should be interesting. He probably knows his team, too, because, you know, it was very high ladder up, and it was piloted by a Japanese player. I think Porygon is really good here. I think Mitsy's team is online, by the way, so maybe we'll try that out, especially if he's got some cool stuff. I I've seen the Pokemon, but I don't know what the sets are on that team. I just want to max Garchomp super badly. And this, like, our opponent here is definitely going to know what the Grimmsnarl does. So while, like, you might be able to catch opponents off guard currently on the ladder with Grimmsnarl, I think higher ladder, like Japanese players especially, who know exactly what's coming their way. That being said, it's still a really good set, right? I don't know. The Porygon lead is interesting. Porygon, because I could potentially threaten Trick Room. I don't think it's a Garchomp game, unfortunately. Porygon Grimmsnarl, Urshifu Celesteela? Or just Porygon Celesteela? Nah, that doesn't feel great. I don't think that's right. I think it's probably Porygon Grimmsnarl, Celesteela in the back. Yeah, I don't think my lead makes too much sense here. The idea of Celesteela is if my opponent leads more passively, for example, with the Incineroar, or the Bronzong, or Fini, I could Dynamax Celesteela immediately, but without Max Airstream, like, Thundurus is just so good into it, so, yeah. I'm really excited to play against him, though. He's a really, really good player. Okay, Landorus, Tapu, Fini. That's not bad for this lead, actually, so I'm pretty happy about that. That's actually why I didn't want to lead Grimmsnarl, by the way, because I think, like, you definitely lead the Fini to counteract the Grimmsnarl. So that's kind of what I was expecting, but wasn't sure if this was really my best play. But I think this works out in our favor decently well. We'll get a download boost here, and we have Bolt Beam, right? So we have 2 super effective attacks into both of these right now. Plus, I can just threaten Trick Room immediately. It's an attack boost, though, unfortunately. I've got Urshifu in the back. I think the priority should definitely be to knock out the Tapu Fini, honestly. And my opponent's team does lean physical, so I kind of want to just Thunderbolt turn 1, Dynamax this thing, and Steel Spike into Tapu Fini. Especially with Landorus being out on the field right now. Okay, they switch out. That's fine. And that is going to be Bronzong. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Because Bronzong's not... I mean, so with Bronzong, that's actually a Pokemon that's been rising a little bit in usage. Iron Defense, Body Press, Trick Room is just very common, so that's what you should expect. But I have Fake Tears from Grimmsnarl, right? So Grimmsnarl can just Fake Tears Max Flare, potentially. So may want to consider switching out Porygon this next turn to bring out the Grimmsnarl, just so I can get a Fake Tears off into the Bronzong. And they just go for a Muddy Water. Wow, okay. Well, we get kind of lucky there. Do get a dodge there to start off the game. Pretty decent damage. They get an accuracy drop, but fortunately that at least won't matter for the next couple of turns. Okay, we T-Bolt. It's pretty good damage. I don't know if Steel Spike KOs here, though. I think Fini should survive this, unfortunately. But... oh, never mind. Holy, good job, Celesteela. This thing's a beast. Okay, that's huge. That's also why I didn't want to Trick Room, by the way. Like, if I Trick Room, Bronzong would just get in for free. It'd be kind of in a weird spot. But now I get a a defense boost and a special attack boost. It's actually really important because Thundurus is the one thing that I think Celesteela is really worried about. So, that was a really, really good turn. They have Incineroar. Okay, if Incineroar is coming out, I think it's likely going to be Weakness Policy Incineroar, Max Flare, and then Bulldoze from Bronzong is my prediction here. Unfortunately, these Pokemon are not very good against the Incin, right? Now Ego would have been maybe better here. I do have Max Rockfall, though, right? Kind of down to just Thunderbolt and Rockfall here into Incin. I think Incin Dynamaxes... oh, but I'm just going to activate a Policy. Hold on. Yeah, that might not have been the best play. I mean, I'm assuming it's Weakness Policy, but I played against an Incineroar and a Bronzong on ladder the other day, and I was like, oh, you don't have any late game offense. And then they had Iron Defense and Weakness Policy Bulldoze, and I was like, okay, never mind. Now Ego would have been better, but the other question is, does my opponent actually Trick Room here? They probably do, don't they? How much does +1 Rockfall do into Incin is the question. Oh, they outspeed us. Okay, that's actually really good. We should survive this with the defense boost. What? Crit? Yeah. Okay. That's unfortunate. That will just be GG. I think we had a pretty good shot at winning if we don't get crit there, especially because they were faster, so if they were to Trick Room, we would outspeed them under Trick Room, but pretty sure we're surviving that with the defense boost. Fairly confident. Yeah, based on how much T-Bolt did... okay, that was a crit, never mind. I was like, if Thunderbolt's doing that much, Rockfall should pick up the KO. Yeah, they go for Iron Defense. Ugh. Yeah, if we Rockfall there, I think we're in a really good position. But that's okay. Crit for a crit. Feels like a lot of these episodes recently, it's like I got lucky in one and then the exact opposite luck happens. Oh, but I do have Banded Urshifu now, right? Yeah. You just go out into that. I probably just lose to Bronzong now, though, I think, with Iron Defense. Because Grimmsnarl in the back was useless for us. Like, something like Garchomp would have been a lot better. I'm just going to T-Bolt close combat here. They should just body press my Urshifu immediately. But if they don't for some reason, we have a chance. I was also considering Ice Beaming into Bronzong, reading into the Landorus switch in. Yeah. Good play. That's an unfortunate crit. While we're here, I do want to do that damage calc too, because I'm assuming it mattered, but maybe not. But we did have that defense boost, and that made me feel pretty confident in our ability to survive. Oh, that's definitely surviving, yeah. Well, that's a shame, but it is what it is. Yep, they are policy. So that was what I was expecting. I knew what was coming my way, and I think if we get a +1 Rockfall against this thing, it's just so good. They go for Max Strike. Makes sense. And that should KO us up. Oh! Wait. We literally just had an invisible Focus Sash? Wait, hold on. That actually changes everything. Right? Well, no, because I'm not KOing with Thunderbolt anyway. So we probably still lose. Actually, if I survive a Max Flare here with Porygon, you should U-turn here with Landorus 100% of the time. I switch this out into Grimmsnarl right now for sure. I guess I could. I mean, I don't Trick Room here. Yeah, I guess it's just Ice Beam. T-Bolt isn't KOing the Instant anyway. But I think a +2 Flare and Sun knocks out Porygon. I'd be surprised if it didn't. So I want to see how much Rockfall would have done into the Incineroar. He just go for Rock Slide. Wow. I'm surprised about that because, yeah, you risk missing. So that does no damage into Porygon. Oh, we have the defense boost on Porygon, right? Yeah. Wait, that's huge. I think maybe we survived this then. Okay. Do we flinch? We get the Ice Beam off. Oh, this is really intense now. And we just... Oh, there's Sash. Oh, but I have Fake Out. I can just Fake Out Landorus Thunderbolt Instant. Yeah. I thought this was doomed, honestly, after the crit, but it's still winnable. That's why you never want to give up. Oh, wait, you're just going to outspeed us. Hold on. Can't I just... What do I do here? All I need to do is get this thing in, so I can just crit Wicked Blow. I need to conserve crit Wicked Blow to win this. I think it's... Incense never going to have Protect here. I think it's just Fake Out Thunderbolt here. Incense going to KO itself if it goes for Flare Blitz. Okay, nice. They switch out. Oh, but that probably means they Protect, and then you Earthquake next turn. No Protect. That's huge. That's huge. But now they could Trick Room. Wow, this game just got so intense. This is interesting, though, because now I can Trick Incense the Bronzong. And it's lefties. That means you'll always go after even if you set up Trick Room. Oh, but what do I do this turn? Does Trick Room go up? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, well, us hanging on from a Max Strike at 1 HP is clutch. I think they could have just Max Flared there. I don't think they needed a Strike. But sometimes you winning means, like, you just have to try to capitalize off your opponent's mistakes to potentially win. Last turn of Sunlight. Like, I want to double up here just onto the Incineroar. Is it ever switching out? No, 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 I can't switch. Urshifu's the win con, so I definitely can't switch into Urshifu. I'm just worried. I think I might have to trick the Bronzong this turn. I'm going to T-Bolt into Incin. Unless Body Press doesn't KO. I'm just doubling up on Incineroar. I don't know if Body Press... you probably... No, if you... Yeah, you can only go for one of Iron Defense, okay? They fake out the Grimmsnarl. That's fine. I mean, if T-Bolt KOs, we win. Because I can just trick the Grimmsnarl. I think we're good. Because I'm pretty sure now I just trick Bronzong. And even if you go for Iron Defense, I'm just going to crit through you. Yeah, they just trick him. I think we win. That was a crazy game. Oh my goodness. I thought it was doomed, but yeah, that's why you never give up. The fact they went for Max Strike was surprising to me, though. I think if they just went for Flare there and we faint with Urshifu, we just lose the game. So I was kind of surprised to see that, but yeah. One thing about VGC is that very few people ever play perfectly the entire time, even the best players. And I think as a result, even if you're behind and it looks doomed, you can still always try to find potential ways to, you know, wease your way back into things. It's always trick here, right? Let me just double check and make sure I still have the full incense. Yeah, we should win this now. The reason it's always trick is because now that just means that, one, I take your leftovers, but two, it means you'll always go after my Urshifu in the back. And with Urshifu, I just bring it back in and go for Wicked Blow. Yeah, so now it doesn't matter if Trick Room is up or not, because you're still in the end of your priority bracket. Yeah, there's Body Press on the P2, but that's fine. What we had to do this game was not switch on the Urshifu, because Urshifu faints, we lose the game. Okay. And now we can just go for Wicked Blow. Unless somehow Bronzong's priority here, but Body Press, should be Body Press, Iron Defense, Trick Room, Bulldoze. So, don't think you have a way out of this. Unless Crit Wicked Blow doesn't KO. But I think it should, plus we get a little bit of chip damage from Spirit Break too. So I think we should be good. That was a really fun game. Nice. Okay, there's Spirit Break. Beautiful for 5% of damage. The thing is that Bronzong shouldn't be able to heal itself without lefties. So I'm pretty sure Banded Wicked Blow here should finish the deal. Nice. What a game. Wow, that was crazy. So yeah, so if you're curious, Max Flare against No Bulk Incineroar, even if you're adamant, does 46 to 55% on a Celesteela, and we were at like 60+%. So if we don't get crit there, we get a +1 Rockfall off against them, and I think that just puts us in such a commanding position. Yeah. I don't know how much special defense bulk they had there, but it should do at least 50%, right? And if I do at least 50%, then my Urshifu can just come out and clean out the game in the close combat. So this game really demonstrated why that Grimmsnarl set is super, super valuable. If you are able to trick full incense, like, yeah, of course it doesn't apply on that first turn, but the fact is that they will be slower in the priority bracket for the remainder of the game, right? So that's why it's such a smart answer against both Tailwind and Trick Room. When we were using the rank number 1 team, we primarily used it against the Tailwind teams, but this time we had it against Trick Room. That was really important in making sure Urshifu outsped the Bronzong in that late game. So that was a really crazy match, but a really fun one. I really enjoyed that one. And Bitsy is just such a good player. Like I said, finalist at Worlds in 2015. So, yeah. Could be tilting to get crit, but you just have to, you know, try your best and look for those openings. I thought the game was over, and I think if they flare an Urshifu, we definitely lose. But we had the invisible focus sash, and we somehow survived, which was so clutch. We also didn't flinch on Porygon, which is fortunate from that rock slide. This is an interesting team. I don't have Airstream on Celesteela, otherwise it feels so good. What's the main thing I have to watch out for? Policy, right? With the Lapras? Can't bring Garchomp today, unfortunately. It's just not a great day for it. I mean, Comfey Lapras is super obvious here, right? I think. I do have Fake Tears with this thing, though. I kind of want to try out now Ego with, like, these two. Probably still max L. I mean, if we KO the Lapras or do a lot of damage to it, and I think it has to be Urshifu just for banded CC. Or close combat, I should say. Porygon's not bad here. It has Thunderbolt into Lapras and Ice Beam into Landorus, but if it is Weakness Policy plus Comfey, which you almost always are, like, I'd be really surprised if it weren't Policy, given that you have the Comfey Lapras pair. If that's the case, then what can I really do? Like, you're just gonna Geyser and just do so much damage, so yeah, it is Lapras plus Comfey. Okay, well, the Sash on the Now Ego here is really nice. Is Trick even valuable here? Also, wait, am I faster than the Comfey? Oh, wait, I have the Incense anyway. Celesteela, Urshifu. I've got Rockfall. Like, it's probably a Resonance or a Geyser turn 1. I don't think I need a Trick on the first turn. I think it just Fake Tears might be better. Or even, honestly, Spirit Break, Sludge Bomb into Comfey. Yeah, because then I can trick Lapras turn 2 and then Fake Tears at turn 3. Oh, that's even better. Okay. Are they Trick Rooming? They must be Trick Rooming if they're going for that. Wow. Okay, I get why, by the way, though. Because most now Egos are Power Herb, Meteor Beam, and so my opponent obviously wanted to just prevent the Power Herb from just knocking out Lapras, and I think they were probably Trick Rooming there. But, like, that's the beauty of taking a Pokemon that people expect to be run one way and just altering it slightly, right? Just classic Focus Sash, Power Gem. Now we're in such a good spot. Because now I don't even have to worry about activating your policy. I can literally just steal it away. And they bring out Incineroar, that's fine. I might honestly even Dynamax now Ego here, to be honest. And you're probably saying, that's crazy, why would you do that? But the reason is because I can just Rockfall into the Incineroar right now for a KO. And that sets up the Sand. Got Banded Urshifu in the back. Yeah. I think it's probably going to be a Fake Out here onto the Grimmsnarl, but I don't care about that, to be honest. Yeah, especially because I got the boost, too. I feel like Dynamaxing now Ego just makes a lot of sense here. Because I can use Grimmsnarl to take away Lapras' item. I think Lapras maxes. And in the context of this match, I mean, if Policy doesn't go off from Lapras, like, I feel like we're just in such a commanding position. So, yeah, that lead worked out even better than I expected it to, which is nice. And this is an example, once again, of flexible Dynamaxing. Like, I think I could probably Dynamax Celesteela, right? But I think here, by Dynamaxing, it also means that if you did make the mistake of faking out into... going for Fake Out onto the Now Ego, you're just completely doomed because you don't deny me an attack. KO the Incineroar, get a boost, get the Sand up, which means you don't KO me, and I steal away Lapras' item. So, this is a play where it's like, even in the worst case, things are still really good, right? The worst case is you fake out the Grimmsnarl and maybe crit Resonance for a KO here. But even if you do that, I pick up the KO onto the Incineroar, and then it's 2v3 with the numbers advantage in my favor. So, they do correctly go for Fake Out on a Grimmsnarl, that's fine. We should not Fake to any attack from Lapras, unless they're actually Life Orbed. But we'll get the Rockfall off here. Beautiful, one-hit KO. And that's the cool thing with these Ultra Beasts, right? You can really chain knockouts quickly, and if you start off the game with the KO on turn 1, it can really just, like, accelerate super, super quickly. Now we're at +2 special attack. Sand is up. We still have our Focus Action attack. They're going to go for the Geyser. Great, that's fine. Which means no Resonance either. That's going to target Now Ego. And look how little damage that does to Now Ego in the Sand when it's Dynamax. Yeah, we're just in such a good position now. Okay, nice. I mean, like, we could have not Dynamaxed Now Ego there, but what I didn't want to happen was my opponent to go for Fake Out and Geyser into Now Ego, because Now Ego, with the special attack boost, is just so good against my opponent's team in this position, right? So, no reason to really risk it. They're going to bring out Zapdos. That's fine by me. We can probably just Fake Tears Rockfall that, right? Okay, the one thing I'm worried about is, like, Scarf Zapdos, to be honest. Scarf, yeah, if Scarf Zapdos, like, close combat, would you really be Scarf here? I think it would be so odd, but just want to respect that possibility, so I'm going to trick the... I might get Geysered here, though. I'm going to trick Lapras, Rockfall. Yeah, because if you're Scarf, then that means you're locked into close combat, which isn't that scary. I don't even know if it would KO. Okay, we take the policy away. Nice. They are Scarfed. Wow, okay. Oh, we survive anyway. Okay, that we're good. Nice. Slightly scared there for a second. Wait. Oh, the Now Ego's not max speed. It's bulkier. Right. So they weren't Scarfed. I should remember the Now Ego speed here, though, but this should pick up a KO. Beautiful. Okay, now Lapras is guaranteed to go last. We have Banded Close Combat in the back, so that should seal up the game. I don't even know if a Geyser KOs us here. Like, it did so little damage. I think Now Ego probably just picks up another KO this next turn. So I didn't think Grimmsnarl and Now Ego would be this good, but it was amazing for us in this matchup. The main thing was turn 1, right? My opponent could have just gone for Giga Drain, Activate Policy, but because they didn't and I got the special attack boost, it meant that Now Ego had a lot of room to work with. So I actually do manage to pick up the KO there, but Now Ego has done its job in this game. So good job. Rain goes up, but we have Urshifu in the back, so... the correct play is actually no. We don't bring out Urshifu, we bring out... have they used all their max turns yet? No, right? Yeah, let's just go on into Celesteela first. Because a single Banded Close Combat will just finish off the Lapras, so... yeah. We can go out into Celesteela. Yeah, they have one more turn. We have Spare Break too, so just lower their special attack. Meteor Beam is actually not bad here. I guess it should be more. I should play it more consistently and probably just Fake Tears Flash Cannon instead, because then even if you Resonance, Close Combat finishes you off. But now I have higher priority, so I really don't think it makes a difference here. Because if you're going for Resonance, you won't pick up the KO one to either. I lower your special attack. So a lot of different ways we could have played out this end game. Okay, that's nice. Both of the times we used Meteor Beam, like, we didn't really need to, but I mean, it's good damage against Lapras, right? Plus their policy is taking away. I think they have to Resonance here as they do, but now I can just Fake Tears and KO with the Meteor Beam next turn. So, as long as we don't miss, it should be game over. But, yeah, I think the main thing here was just the amount of pressure we had after turn 1. And, you know, I can definitely respect my opponent going for that Protect turn 1, because if I am Meteor Beam, you're just in a really, really bad spot. Sorry, Power Meteor Beam specifically. I'm just double checking the spread. Oh, interesting. It's quiet. I didn't even realize that. Huh. That is really interesting. You don't see that very often, actually. Yeah, it was very helpful that Landorus and Rillaboom didn't come out into this matchup, because both of those would have given, specifically Landorus. Landorus is just a really tough matchup for Now You Go. Now, I had answers against Landorus, right? If Landorus comes out, like, one of the reasons Celesteela is so good is just because it completely walls Landorus. So, yeah. Anyway, now we can just go for a Fake Tears. Plus Meteor Beam should pick up the KO. Alright, Lapras protects, that's fine. Might as well, I understand. Well, it means I can't go for another Meteor Beam. I will just Fake Tears Flash Cannon instead. You know, get that special attack boost, bring Lapras' special defense down a little bit. Plus, with Bandit Urshifu in the back, this was always the wrap anyway. But it's better to just get the guarantee. Like, if I brought out Urshifu on the last turn of Max, Close Combat doesn't pick up the KO. Maybe they could pull something off in the late game. I mean, I think Lapras isn't ever winning against 3 Pokemon at once, but if you had Sheer Cold, maybe. This should still do like 30, 40-ish. Wait, that is so much. Even with the Roar Veil? Wow. I don't know why I was expecting Lapras to tank that as well as it did. For some reason, I think I also thought it had a special defense boost, but it doesn't. And we have a special attack boost. I forgot about that as well. Okay, yeah. Yeah, now you can just Spirit Break and Flash Cannon. Yeah, I think if Landorus came out as a lead, this game would have looked very different. But I think if it did, what I'd probably do is just trick it on turn 1 and then switch the Celesteela out into... Sorry, switch the Now You Go out into Celesteela on turn 1. I think that makes sense. But Dynamax Celesteela was amazing for us today. Like, we totally could have used it in this third game as well. I just thought Dynamax Now You Go was a little bit stronger against my opponent's team. And in the context of the Incineroar coming in, I was like, I'm so far ahead after that turn 1. If I just pick up another KO, I don't see how you can come back and win this game. So that indeed was the case. I guess if Landorus were in the back, you could have come in, pressured with an Earthquake, and things could have gotten a little bit scarier. But if Landorus comes in, I'd probably just switch the Grimmsnarl out. Or, like I said, just go for the trick, give it the full Incense, and then I outspeed with the Celesteela. So, yeah. Definitely a fun set of games, though. Life Orb Celesteela with Max Rockfall / Meteor Beam, definitely a major, major threat, and many people don't see it coming their way often until it is too late. So, glad to get some good games in today. You know, that first game, once again, definitely got a little bit lucky on Landorus on that second turn, and it was a really cool team. In Game 2, I think, yeah, definitely would have been a very different game if, 1, you know, we don't get crit, but also 2, if they just max flared us, we probably lose. So curious to see how things would have played out had I just initially gone for the Rockfall. Since they didn't get Trick Room up, like, I felt pretty good about our position, because then Urshifu, Wicked Blow can probably just finish things off, but I'm unsure about that. I also think, yeah, them staying in and just going for Rock Slide, like, I was expecting U-turn into the Urshifu slots, and then you pivot into Porygon, but because they just stayed in and then didn't protect the Landorus, we just knocked it out freely, which was super, super nice as well. And then this game was just like a really, really early lead that we were able to push forward afterwards. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Thank you to the team creator. Once again, you can learn more about the team. They actually posted a team report in Japanese, linked in the description below. And, of course, there is a rental, so feel free to try it out yourselves as well. So, leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to answer the question of the day, and I'll see you all next time. All right, peace.